Hello. Okay, a very good afternoon, a very good evening to each and every one of you who've taken time to join us. It's a joy seeing you, Veronica. Okay, so today we have Loh coming, who is very passionate in the good work that he does, right? And specifically, um, he has a very interesting way of detecting stress. So, Coming, I just want to ask you, the reality is in Singapore, we are all under so much stress that, cancer is a recent phenomenon. Our forefathers never had them as much as it is increasing today. When we look at children, we are talking about ADHD, ADD, anxiety attacks. So, can you share with us a bit more about how do we identify, whether we are have under stress?
Yes, but for that, I actually developed a questionnaire, and this questionnaire can be collected from us by WhatsApping to us. And then after answering the questionnaire, then they can actually have a quantitative measure, as a form of feedback. In fact, when we conduct corporate talks, right, when people answer the questionnaire and we feedback on their results, actually they realize that they actually has more room for stress. They're actually, in fact, not under stress. So, of course, their life perspective has improved, in a way. So I think it's good that get a questionnaire from us, and then we will discuss about the result. I think it's more sensible and productive. Yeah.
That's very interesting, and I always believe, right, that stress we see as a bad thing, but we all need a bit of stress to stretch us a bit, 对吗?
Correct. You see, in a society, if we do not have any stress, the society cannot progress. The stress is of two types: positive stress and negative stress. So positive stress is the one that help us to prosper, propel us forward. Whereas for negative stress, that is one that, like for example, you mentioned earlier, you can get into chronic conditions like cancer, insomnia, in fact, there's also a phenomenon called mother-in-law syndrome, right? Which we're going to discuss more on the 11th December talk, which is on the chronic fatigue syndrome. And in the talk, if we got time, we may even discuss about the fibromyalgia, which is getting more popular in Singapore. In fact, like for example, chronic fatigue syndrome, right? In 2008, WHO classified as a disease. In fact, it's a syndrome. And Singapore government, unfortunately, right, has followed suit and sent people with chronic fatigue syndrome into IMH as well, And things like fibromyalgia actually is not a sickness, it is an extreme long period of under stress conditions that you develop, So this, and then we have questionnaire for these two conditions as well, chronic fatigue syndrome and also the fibromyalgia, So this actually can able to help us to help people more productively and not cut into one corner where you think that you're diseased, Yeah, so this is some of the work we have done.
Wonderful. So if we were to center back on stress, what are some of the causes of stress in Singapore, you would say?
Okay, primarily stress will be this one. Look at this chart. Okay, you want to get data in Singapore actually quite challenging. So we get the latest result, which has been published, right? Because Singapore and US actually quite close. So we can see more than 59% of people, especially in Singapore environment, is actually financial stress. Financial. And out of which, right, more than 49% of the people feel that, okay, the amount they earn, the salary cannot cover their money expenses, and don't forget, our GST is going to raise, and our electrical bill going to raise another 30%, kind of stuff like that. So, and water bill is going to raise, so it's going to create more stressful scenarios, circumstances, situations for many families in Singapore as well. Yeah, so financial stress is the most important thing. Another thing is also in our course of work, we realize that many women the stress come from where? The culture, the expectation. In fact, stress is caused by what? Demand cannot meet expectation. Okay, like for example, give you a very simple example. Like for example, the mother-in-law of a family, right? Okay, there's certain expectations on their new daughter-in-law. So when the daughter-in-law staying with them, so things turn out can be quite rough, So that is what I've been observing on some of my clients, quite poor thing, correct or not? In fact, I have one example whereby she started develop a lot of fibroid, okay, and other conditions that women have, Then the elder daughter also developed into fibroid, So she has 4 daughters altogether. So except the last one, the rest all developed into all the women problem, and quite young. The youngest, the elders are not even set 4, So you can imagine the kind of extreme stress.
And I can imagine, because in Singapore, right, we even glorify when you work hard now, because when you talk about demand and what we're able to do, sometimes cannot now, but we've been taught to be strong, to be independent, to go on.
Yeah. So you have suffer under MIL syndrome before also. Mother-in-law.
No. For me, I had the good fortune. We live separately, so it wasn't a lot. And I at all. Yeah, so that was good. Okay, so what are some signs and symptoms of too much stress?
Okay, one of the signs of symptoms, like for example, over here, I can share with you some of the symptoms. Some symptoms. Let me check. Yeah, okay. You see, acne. Okay, suddenly a lot of people start to develop a lot of things like simple like acne, kind of. Some people say, oh, you just get younger. Actually, this one is stress, headache, and chronic pains. In fact, many a times we have to differentiate between chronic pains and fibromyalgia, So we have a survey for that as well, because we don't want to get caught that we are the lady is suffering from FMS and just take it as a chronic pain, and some of them can get pain for years, Yeah. So
and when you talk about chronic back pain, is it upper, lower, middle, or it doesn't matter?
Actually, for what we observe is that especially month ends, those people doing accounts they have the pain right down from their year end down. Okay. Yeah, year end down, So it's very stiff. Okay, in fact, I can share with you this little image over here. Correct. You can see why when people are having stress, right? They got headache. Important thing, look at this image, right? Over here is a scan. Their brain actually compressed, Their brain is actually compressed. And it took me quite a long time. Okay. You can see is from October 29 until March 15. Then the stress is actually being more properly distributed and relieved. So you can see these conditions.
So to ask you, the little black dots, the little black dots are what? Residuals of stress or what is that?
The little black dots over here is an indications that the blood flow is bad, the oxygenation level is bad, and also the exchange of the hormones and the regulation of those blood supply is bad. Yeah, the flow is bad. So anything, anything is bad will be reflected as black color. So things
it's like something that we need to get out of the brain.
Yes. So our job is that because we are using bioresonance, so during the therapy that time, we will improve their blood circulation after regulating their hormones. Okay, so because like for example, the most obvious stress symptoms the person suffer is sleep, lack of sleep. Okay, so why a person lack of sleep?
Yes,
because of the hormones, Like for example, the serotonin from our pineal gland is not properly regulated and oxidized and metabolized into melatonin. It's very hard to sleep. Okay, so our job okay, is to regulate their hormones from their pineal gland into melatonin, okay, decalcify their pineal gland, that means able to see solar, or sunlight. So one of the best way to protect yourself and relieve yourself from extreme stress is when it's lunchtime, please go out. Don't stay within the office building to take your lunch. And the worst, lunch box on the table. Okay, you need to see the sun, meet the sun, so they get some vitamin D. Then at the same time, because of the COVID-19 situation, right, it's good to go under the sun. Like for example, myself, right, I like going out after 11 a.m. That means what? When the sun is going to rise, the fierce part of the day, right, strongest. That is when we have immense amount of UV light. Okay, this is very good for us, and at the same time also kill whatever virus that's around you. Okay, and at the same time, it's a good relief to be out of the office. Yeah.
But I thought, I mean, frankly, I thought I was brought up with the mentality that we should avoid the 12 to 2 o'clock sun.
Yes, in a way, for the ladies, yes, it's because of the UV light. But don't forget, Singapore context is that our UV light density is not high to the extent that can cause long exposure to form skin cancer. We don't have. It is only that maybe for some ladies find that after exposure to the noon sun, they find that they have more pigmentation. But bear in mind, pigmentation has nothing to do with the sun. Pigmentation is mainly to do with the hormones, And then, of course, you can use sunblock, sunblock that protect yourself from having too much exposure to the sun, resulting in sunspots, or those things.
So, okay, so Kaming, let me ask you, when you say that pigmentation, because a lot has to do with the hormones.
Yes, hormones, yes.
Is there something that we can do to sort of like elevate it?
Yes. We have been doing that very often. So what we
How do we
find that
balance the hormones?
yes, balance the hormones. Balance hormone. Usually women that we observe with a lot of pigmentation, their digestive system is actually quite weak. A lot of proteinous, okay, whenever they eat anything, and also the water they consume actually not so well. So for that, we can actually do some simple quantitative scan, do some quantitative scan as per, looking at whether the water the lady drank has been properly absorbed. Okay, like for example, by the way, for all participants, for your show, right? Okay, we offer them the complimentary scan. So in this complimentary scan, the quantitative scan, we can actually determine whether that person has been drinking sufficient and right type of water or not. And this is the first step to fight pigmentation. Because if the water content in your blood circulation system is not sufficient, it's impossible for your hormones to be properly regulated. So as a result, you can easily form pigmentation, right? So this is one of the important tests that I suggest people just drop by, take your scan, understand what is happening inside the body.
It's very interesting. So what you're saying is once my body is hydrated well, my hormones will automatically adjust and my pigmentation literally disappear.
Yes, it will improve. It will improve. Okay, basically, having good water content in your body system is the fundamental and the first step of balancing your hormones. This one we can also very easily like for example, you just imagine that okay, you're constantly under stress, right? Why are you under stress? Because you didn't leave the table, you continue screening at the screen, screeching, trying to figure out how to balance your account sheet, kind of stuff like that. So, and then you deprive yourself from drinking water. So it's a vicious cycle, You get yourself dehydrated, you get more stress. You dehydrated because your hormones cannot be regulated, your blood circulation is bad, So in a way, you are in a vicious cycle whereby it never improves. But then you just imagine that you have a good intake of water, then your blood tends to be able to flow better. Okay, then your heart, your lung perform better, right? And then you have better oxygenation to your brain. Your brain is not going to be so dense, so tight. Then the neck, so tight, so hard. Shoulder is like iron, kind of stuff like that. So and then you at lunchtime, you just go out, okay, enjoy the sun, enjoy the breeze, okay, and then you come back. So you have your work is going to be more productive. Your work is going to be more.
I hear you, but can I present to you a real case scenario? So
Yes.
the symptoms that you are describing is exactly how I'm feeling. So
Yeah.
we're in the middle of our summit, right? This is the first weekend and even this exhibition. So I've been overwhelmed really with the amount of work that I have to do. So don't just say sleeping late, but the stress, I can literally feel my shoulders here.
Yes.
Normally not pain one, but now it's so sore.
Yes. Okay.
And I know in my head that I should take a break, but the mind says no time to break. Today I didn't even have time for lunch, and that I think is the reality of a lot of mothers or even city life. Yeah.
Yes.
How do we? Any solutions?
Okay. Number one. Okay. I would suggest, like for example, busy mom like you install some good ionizer, which is what we have our virus buster thanks to our COVID-19 situation, where inside he has UVC, and make sure that you have good supply of ions. Okay, this will help you to thin your blood cells, such that your blood flow better. And second thing is that try to keep a bottle of water next to you. When you're under stress, have a sip. When you're under stress, you have a sip. This will improve productivity. You see, what's the point of you sitting there, stressing yourself, hurting your brain, hurting your muscle? And also don't forget, once you're under stress, it's very hard for you to control your temper, and then you are a great mom with 5 kids, right? Correct or not? You don't want to be, your kids also don't want to be triggered by your stress, and your thing, your shoot,
Wait. Yeah, so very, very good. I hear you because I agree with you. One of the symptoms of stress is my patience becomes very thin. Normally, I'm very easygoing, very chill, very happy and relaxed.
Yes.
But when I'm stressed, what they do a bit, it takes a lot for me to just, okay, walk away, don't burst out at them. And, okay, but coming back to you, you mentioned about drinking water. How does drinking water, how does just hydrating myself elevate stress?
Okay, now, when we don't have enough water, right, in our system, what's going to happen is that, okay, our blood cells will start to get conjugated, getting more sticky together. I believe that you will heard a lot of friends saying that, oh, my blood is thick, right? My blood is acidic. That is the reason, right? Okay, if you don't take enough water, okay, the blood cells is going to be very sticky together. So like for example, over here, you can see our power waters, right? It actually increases our oxygenation by 10 times. Okay, this one doesn't require any electricity, So basically, it uses the world best water, which is our Singapore PUB water. That's all. You just put inside the bottle, 5 minutes later, okay, the chlorine will be removed and oxygenation increased by 10-fold. You just have a sip, and this water, because it has been nanolized, okay, it will go to our cells directly. So as a result, our blood cells will be more separated. Okay, once our blood cells become more separated, our hormones and our immunity systems also can improve. So once your hormones, like for example, when you're under stress, right, your cortisol bursts to the rooftop, Right. So once you have sufficient water, you will have to leave the table, also go to the toilet, have a pee, So by walking away to the toilet, okay, it helps you to have another perspective away from your work. Okay, maybe when you see something along your way to the toilet, you think of a solution already, right now. You imagine that you just sit there in front of the computer, you cannot get any solution at all. By moving, by simple action like going to the toilet and you come back, you already solved the problem. So in a way, not only it improves your work productivity. It also helps you improve your family life, you know, kind of have more family time because you solve the problem, right? Then you can play with your boy, talk to your girls. Then when the husband is bad, you know, then have ha, you know,
So,
stuff
okay,
like that.
okay,
Yeah.
I hear you lah, but really, I mean, we've been so busy, I'll be very frank that, you know, my kids have learned in the past 2-3 weeks how to cook lunch and dinner by themselves. Really, really. It's
Yeah,
either
yeah,
my
I,
husband
yeah,
don't
I
even
observe
cook.
your girls are actually very independent, you know. Your girls
Yeah.
are actually very independent.
It's-
I think this is also because of the stress from the mom now, because the mom were under a lot of stress. Then the girls, okay, try to relieve mom's stress by doing what they can, like cooking for the brother.
So only for
Okay.
these 2 weeks, if not,
Mm,
normally I do cook because we've got no helper. Okay, but wait, but I want to ask you something. How much water is enough? You know, very often there's the concept that 8 glasses of water is enough. But I assert now, okay, and this is me, that different people are different depending on the weather as well.
yes.
So, but do you have like a guideline of how much we should drink to ensure that what needs to be flushed out comes out?
Okay, actually, there's no fixed and fast rule. But we say 8 bottles a day. Basically, the reason is because we based on the measurement. Okay, we have about, let's say, 5 liters of blood. So we try to take a consumption about 2.4 to 3 liters of water. You know, because this is just some assumption, but it's not may not be very true. Like for example, on the day if you do cycling exercise, you have outdoor activities, you're going to drink more. You know, so it's just a guideline. Okay, I usually recommend people is try to have at least a sip of water every hourly. You know, every hourly. You know,
Really? I don't
have a
drink
sip
so
of
much.
water. Yeah, have a sip of water or because when you have a sip of water, right?
For a sip.
Okay. Yeah, a sip of water, and then when you take a sip, then you find that, oh, my throat is dry, you know. Then you can drink more. You know, so drinking water is extremely crucial because it gives you the ability to look away from the screen at least, you know, and look something else. Then along the way you go toilet. Many a times I find myself solve the problem, right, when I've been focusing on my computer. I just need to go toilet, come back, I solve it already. You know,
Yes.
so
I hear you. Very
point,
often we need to zoom out, like
yes,
you know, when we zoom out, then the problem becomes smaller, and then we are open to different perspectives, and that's where the solution comes. Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So any other solutions when it comes to stress? Because this is what this topic is about, right?
Oh yes, yeah. Like for example, okay, playing with a bubble wrap. Okay, you see a lot, especially with the COVID-19, a lot of people don't go shopping physically, right? They shop online. Then when they shop online, then they come back. Then after delivery, there are a lot of bubble wrap. Don't throw away. You see, just play with the bubble wrap. This sound actually is a good stress relief. You know, it's a very good stress relief. Some of my students were saying that we can download the game. You know, bubble wrap. But you see you press on your mobile phone on the bubble wrap, having the sound is different from you using your finger to press. You know, you can see or not? You feel physical. Okay, bubble wrap is very, very important and very, very useful. In fact, a lot of psychologists were saying that the bubble wrap itself relieves 80% of the stress.
80%.
Yeah, 80%. Why? Because you see, you just right? Okay, you see the bursting sound is like, for example, strangling your boss, you know. Go ahead,
No, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think number one, there's an outlet, and I think it's very textile. So I'm just smiling because I'm looking around. My kids recently purchased this thing that really is about popping. And they really buy don't know how many, you know. But I can't quite find it. But it's something like bubble wrap, but made of silicone, where you pop, 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 then you turn the other way, pop, 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 pop. So at first, when it first arrived in my mind, waste money again, don't know what is this, you know. But then I tried and it's very addictive, you know. And you all need to understand, Junia doesn't play games in that sense. Then I pop, pop, pop. Hey, very fun. Then I keep playing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I hear you when you say it's very therapeutic. It's just that sound and that textile, and it gets us present in the moment.
Yes.
And that's what I think, gets us out of our head. Yeah.
In fact, once you start playing that, you can feel that your brain actually more relief already. Okay, and your shoulders start to be not so tight. You know, try it. Okay, it works. It works.
So
It works very well.
I just want to ask you something. Just now, when you say your brain is relieved, you know, sometimes when there is tension, people do external massage, right? Does that help? Because earlier you showed one of the pictures
Yes.
about the inside having a lot of black squares. So
Yes.
does the external massage help, or not really? Internal and external is
Actually has nothing to do with the massage. It's the human touch. You see, you just imagine that you are under a lot of stress. Your neck is stiff like iron. You just imagine that, okay, your elder daughter come behind you, touch your head, touch your neck, then your boy come and hug you. You see, your stress level immediately drops. Your cortisol level straight away drop already. You know, it is more like a human touch. You just imagine, look, you see your skull is so thick. How to be just massage and then you get a relief? It won't. It's more like an emotional human touch, okay, that help you to relieve your stress. Yeah.
And actually, what you say, right, is about oxytocin. So,
Yeah,
like, you know,
oxytocin.
mother and child, when and it's not just mother and child, but when people actually connect, touch, that love is called the love hormone, right? That
Yes.
is what is released. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You see, like for example, if a couple is always in love, you know, and they make love regularly, they have high level of oxytocin in their blood systems. Okay, it's just like for example, if you remember your honeymoon days, aren't your happiest moment of your life, right? And also when you breastfeed, you know, so if when you start to breastfeed the baby, right, your husband's visibility becomes second already, you know, because the whole family focus will be on the baby, especially when you breastfeed, right? The release of oxytocin also increases. So in fact, I didn't have much data. In fact, I believe when a woman breastfeed their babies, the chances of them run into you know, the post-mortem, not post-mortem,
Or postnatal depression.
postnatal depression is going to be lower. That is the reason why many doctors, they suggest that breastfeed the baby. The natural immunity of the baby is also better, you know, right? Especially with the COVID situation around. So I believe that if you breastfeed the baby is healthier, then you also less stress. No need midnight say, oh, a baby fever, must rush to KK hospital, must rush to NUH, you know, kind of stuff like that. That is extreme extra stress, you know, right? So I believe that women who breastfeed their baby, they are not so stressed. The postnatal depression, it should be lower. Yeah. In fact, you look at this little point I have. You see, Kelly McGonigal, right, is a psychologist from Stanford University. In her years of work, she discovered this thing. Okay, that okay, stress can only kill you if you believe so. Fair enough. So that is, I come back to the survey again. If the questionnaire telling you that you're not actually under stress, and you and then and you learn about these statements, the tendency of you have a better ability to stir away from stress is going to be more prominent. It's going to be more prominent. Yeah. You know, it's going to be more prominent. In fact, for us at VR Biomedical, okay, we have helped people who have extreme stress. Okay, like for example, this gentleman, okay, this couple, right? They're trying to conceive for years. You know,
Sorry, coming 1 minute now, Veron. They are trying to check your Zoom link. I just WhatsApp you. You just check and WhatsApp me back. Okay, sorry, coming. Go on.
Yes. You see, like for example, okay, this couple, before they see me, you can see this gentleman's sperm level is actually very low. Very low. Anything green is considered healthy, you know. So after a period, you can see it is from this September to July. That means about 9 months. All right, the sperm level of the man actually become very healthy.
And what did he do?
Basically, okay, we talk to the couple, okay, and then we balance their hormones, you know, and the man able to, because once the cortisol level in your blood system improves, right, okay, drops, okay, your stress level reduces, and then once your stress level reduces, the relationship between the wife and him also improves. You know, and then at the same time,
How do you reduce the cortisol level?
oh, how to control cortisol level? Number one, okay, we share with them the degree of their blood system, water, and also because the man always got a lot of aches, a lot of pain, okay, a lot of pain, okay, and the digestion of the wife is also not very good. So we help them, okay, by taking the right type of food, okay, like for example, the power up, okay. So this one, once you take in the power up, you got the right type of protein. Once you got the right type of protein, right, because we are all protein burning, protein burning, we need to burn protein. So once you have the right type of protein and collagen being synthesized, right, your energy levels goes up, you don't feel so tired. Then when you go home, you meet each other, you're able to talk about what is happening inside the offices, rather than say, you're very tired, I need to rest, I need to shower, I can't talk to you, I need to have a rest. You know, but once your energy level is good, then the couple relationship definitely will be able to maintain even better.
So these are some pills that we pop, is it?
No, this is not pills, this is actually powder.
Okay.
Yeah, it is from Singapore Food Agency. They give us this as a food license. Food license is food. It's a very wonderful thing, you know. Like for example, people with psoriasis, you know, psoriasis, there's no cure, right? Okay, this power up, okay, oligopeptide can actually help. Can actually help. In fact, one of the best way to fight stress is sleep well. Sleep well. Okay, now give us a call, contact us, and then you can come for your complimentary scan. No commitment, you know. So once the scan from there, we analyze, we can see whether your stress level and also your sleep pattern is it good. Then from there we can work on, you know.
Wonderful. Thank you so much coming. If you can give us your address where people can contact you for your free scan, and you were saying your scan is just 1 minute, yeah?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah, can please send me a WhatsApp at 91380990, and then from there we can communicate, and then we can make an appointment. Just drop by. Our office is just next to Paya Lebar MRT, that's all.
Thank you so much. I think it's been a joy just understanding the impact of stress, and you actually having measurements and talking about the science and how we can improve, yeah? So our next session is starting. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Julia.
Yeah.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye. How you stop recording already?
I don't know where to stop recording.
Then I leave first.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.